gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's South Dakota High School Activities Association girls basketball matchup between the Sioux Roosevelt Rough Riders and the host, your own Brookings Bobcats. This contest is being conducted by the administration of Brookings High School under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. We encourage you to support your team in a positive manner while pursuing victory with honor. Sportsmanship is all about respecting the game, each other, yourselves. Please enjoy the game and support these student athletes while modeling good sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please stand and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. As a reminder, proper respect for the flag is to remove your hats, stand at attention, and place your right hand over your heart. Active and retired military personnel may salute and show proper respect to the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Now, let's meet the lineups for tonight's contest. First, for the Rough Riders. At guard, number 3, a 5'6" senior, Brooklyn Cole. At guard, number 23, a 5'5" junior, Kinsley Pasica. At forward, number 25, a 5'10" senior, Morgan Johnson. At guard, number 30, a 5'8" freshman, Henry Rowe. And at center, number 51, a 6'2" freshman, Kaylee Harris. The Rough Riders are coached by David Bradfield, who is assisted by Gretchen Johnson, Malik Dunn, and Greg Anderson. And now, for your Brookings Bobcats. First the cheerleaders, Chloe Barber, Quinn Lucy Simmonsbach, Logan Griegel, Katie Marshall, and Tiana McClellan. The Bobcat cheerleaders are coached by Hannah Simmonsbach and Allie Zerkis. And now, before we meet the Bobcat starters, here are tonight's Junior Bobcats, brought to you by the Brookings Basketball Association. Starting at shooting guard for the future Bobcats is third grader from Dakota Prairie Elementary who loves buttered chicken, Ellie Luja. Ellie is currently deciding between becoming a Jackrabbit basketball player or taking her talent to the WNBA. Next up, starting at point guard for the future Bobcats is Ava Van Vogt. Ava comes from Dakota Prairie Elementary and is a third grader who loves the Iowa Hawkeyes. Ava is currently working with her agent to become the #1 pick in the next National Women's Soccer League draft. And here are the starters for the Bobcats. At guard, number 4, a 5'4" junior, Sloan McClagan. At forward, number 12, a 5'10" junior, Macy Evans. At guard, number 14, a 5'7" senior, Killer Vibes. At guard number 22, a 5'8" senior, Logan Smith. 5'10" senior, Tess Burns. The Bobcats are coached by Mitch McCullough, who is assisted by Ross Peterson, Nancy Smith, Mark Fry, Taylor Gibbon, and Ryan Fuller. Tonight's Severe trainers are Savannah Weatherman and Eric Cruz. Our officials are James Benning, Matthew Clark, and Thomas Hoggle. The game administration tonight is Jeff Dvorak. Now,
and maroon trim. They've got black trim as well. And Macy Even will jump it up against number, well, I've got 51. This must be Callie Harris. I've got her as 50, but that is Callie Harris. She is a 6'2" freshman. And the opening tip is won by the Bobcats, and Sloan McClagan has it. She was just about over and back on that opening possession, and her pass in the backcourt is wide of the reach of Logan Smith and out of bounds.
Yeah, I guess I actually thought it was over and back, but one of those calls where it just starts the
she
game.
had both feet on one side of half court and then pivoted, and one foot went to the other side. A bit confusing. But, zone defense extended in the backcourt for Brookings. Right wing, it is Cole who goes top of the key. A three is up and rattled in for number 30, Henley Loof. And she'll start the scoring. Also a freshman. You heard Coach Bradfield talking about their youngsters on this team. You heard Coach McClagan talking about them as well. They're young, but they're talented. Left wing, Even. Dribbles, gets a pick. Left open from the top of the key. Three is no good and rebounded by Callie Harris. Now it's kicked around. Now finally somebody will go to the floor and grab it. It's going to be Logan Smith. She'll get it tied up as Morgan Johnson had a hand on it as well.
And Tess got, I don't know if I think it was Kimber's knee went, I think into the head area of Tess. She's still down, so hopefully it's nothing too serious, but you can see she's
holding the top of her head.
So I think Kimber, you can see she's also limping. I think her knee caught Tess in the head.
It looks like the right leg of Kimber is what took the pain. So your two players run into each other, and two of them might have to come off the court. Looks like Kimber's already sat down. Caitlin Harris back in, or rather in for the first time, and Clara Delbridge going to come in also. And we'll get a little break in the action here as the teams go to their benches as they check out Tess Burns. She's out by the left wing area on Brookings' end of the court. And for her to be hurt this long and staying down, it must be something, because she is a tough girl.
And again, too, that's just, and Coach McClagan has said it all year, just the effort that these girls have. You're 46 seconds in, and you've got Tess Burns diving for a loose ball, Kimber not far behind her. That's something Coach McClagan has preached on, and it just shows right there. Some of those girls, 45 seconds in, you might just let it go. I mean, Tess saw it on the floor, dove for it, so you always love to see the hustle. You just hope everything is okay.
Full court pressure here, and it's Cole who goes over the timeline and gets it to Pasika, who chases it down. Back to Cole. She'll dribble in the backcourt. Left wing now, Pasika. She goes top of the key for Johnson. Johnson goes right side for Loof. She'll dribble in the backcourt, goes right wing for Cole. Down to the baseline, 18-foot jumper is no good for Johnson. Rebound on the weak side, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Bobcats. Looks like Sloan McClagan got a hand on it. It'll stay with the Rough Riders. And certainly you hope, first of all, that Tess Burns is okay. The Bobcats are going to need her on the court, too, down the stretch here. Shot in the lane is blocked by Even. Johnson got it put right back in her face. Now McClagan quickly up on the other end, dribbles underneath the hoop, pass in the backcourt's tipped, and goes out of bounds. It's last touched by the Rough Riders, they say. Rough Riders thought that Even got a hand on it, but the referee says no. It stays with Brookings. Pretty quick paced here early. You heard Coach Bradfield say they want to play fast and get up a lot of shots because they're not super efficient, essentially, is what he said. Right elbow, Even goes in the lane to Delbridge, who goes out on the wing for Smith, who has to tap it and save it from going out of bounds. Dribbling down the backcourt, down the center of the lane into traffic, kicks it out in the corner. Three for Even is no good. Rebound tipped out. Going to be last touched by the Rough Riders as Caitlin Harris wisely lets it go out of bounds after it was touched by Morgan Johnson. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Harris will inbound far sideline and lobs it in to Smith. Dangerous pass, but they got it in. Back to Harris on the wing. Goes top of the key for Delbridge. She'll swing it right side for McClagan, who dribbles, picks it up, back to Delbridge. Puts up the 18-footer from straight away and banks it in and gives a little smile to Sloan McClagan saying, yep, counts anyway.
Exactly. 2 points is 2 points.
Pasika goes across the timeline to Loof. Loof lobs it in for Harris, and it's going to be just an errant pass out of bounds back over to Brookings. Thought maybe it got tipped, but it just was a bad pass. Callie Harris, the 6'2 freshman, is going to have to be somebody they pay close attention to down low. Big, strong girl. Pass right side of the backcourt for Even. She'll hand off for McLagan, who bounces at left baseline for Delbridge, who dribbles now, picks it up, goes to Harris, top of the key, goes down in the corner for Even, who will dribble out on the wing, goes into Delbridge, that is in the post, kicks it out left wing for Smith, who dribbles through the lane all the way to the bucket. Scoop shot, no good. Wanted the foul, didn't get it against Harris, and Callie Harris has the rebound. Up ahead she goes for Johnson across the timeline to Pasica. Back to Johnson. Left wing pass for Cole. Down in the corner, a three for Loof is good. Second three of the game for the Rough Riders. They're up 6-2 with 5:10 to go in the first quarter.
And Coach McLagan said she can shoot it, and obviously Brookings staying in that zone that they like. They're going to have to do something defensively to keep an eye on Loof.
Smith's shot in the right block area, blocked right back at her by Callie Harris, and then her putback is air-mailed and tipped out of bounds by the Rough Riders. It stays with Brookings and 22 on the shot clock. 4:59 to go, first quarter, even to inbound on the baseline. Bounces it in for Delbridge, it's tipped away, she regains it, looks in the lane, nothing there, top of the key. McLagan pump fakes, got the defender to fall for it, pulls up from 14 on the elbow, no good, rebounded by Even out by the free throw line. Even dribbles, goes to Harris on the wing, Harris dribbles baseline, picks it up, bounces it to Even, and it is not touched. It looked like it was going to be touched by Pasica. She didn't get a hand on it. It goes back over to the Rough Riders. Kimber Buys back in there. That's good to see. And sitting down is Logan Smith. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor of high school sports here. In the backcourt, it is Cole. Goes left wing for Pasica. Pasica goes to Cole right side. Cole dribbles on the wing. Bounces it now for Loof. Loof dribbles into the backcourt. Pass left side for Pasica. Pasica goes to Cole. Cole goes right elbow for Johnson, out on the wing. Loof, another three-pointer try, no good. Rebound comes down to Johnson. Back out to Loof, who pump fakes, dribbles in, puts it up from the free throw line. No good. She'll be blocked, but fouled as well. It's going to go on Sloan McLagan. That'll be the first for Sloan. First of the game for either team. That one on the shot. So to the line, Henley Loof, leading scorer on the team as a freshman. 5'8" freshman hits the free throw, 7-2. She's got 7 points, all 7 for the Rough Riders. Now all 8. Loof, a 63% free throw shooter. I want to say thanks to Bo's Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. McLagan brings it across. Bobcats trailing by 6. Left wing to Buys. Buys dribbles, picks it up near the top of the key. Now scoops it to McLagan, who dribbles to the right elbow. Pass on the right wing, tipped away. Last touched by Cole, and it will stay with Brookings as she tipped it away from Harris. Somebody's gum? I don't know what that was. It was something of substance. It wasn't lint. But Sloan McLagan cleans it off the floor and throws it aside. Delbridge, right elbow, dribbles down the left side of the lane, takes it up strong, gets it blocked by Harris. Loose ball grabbed by Pasica. Pasica. Pass across the timeline. Stolen away by McLagan. McLagan up to the other end to the basket. Takes it up, will be fouled. No good on the shot. She'll have a couple free throws coming up as Kinsley Pasica picks up the first foul for the Rough Riders in the ball game. On the shot though, so to the lane rather goes Sloan McLagan. Sloan, 59% free throw shooter. And she now does not knock down the first one. I thought it was going in. Looked good. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Lily Thompson checking in for the first time. Macy Evans sitting down for Brookings. Lily, number 24, 5'10" junior. And McLagan's second free throw is good. Makes it 8-3. First points for Sloan McLagan. Sloan's going to sit down, and Harris back in. Dribbling right side is going to be Johnson. Picks it up deep in the backcourt, goes to Cole. Cole across the timeline, passes up ahead now to Loof. Loof pump fakes from the left wing, dribbles baseline. Runner no good. The weak side rebound going to be grabbed by Johnson, but she's going to travel and give it right back to Brookings. Roosevelt not fans of the call. Saying she stumbled but didn't have control of the ball, I think is their argument. But The ball goes back over to Brookings. Smith in the backcourt. Right wing pass for Thompson. Thompson dribbles top of the key, goes right side, and a 3 for Smith goes. Big bucket for Brookings. Logan Smith's first points, cut it to 2, 8-6. Get it into Cole, full court pressure. Johnson back to Cole. Cole dribbles it across the timeline and passes left wing for Loof, who's going to let it fly. No good, high off of the rim, and it's going to hit the standard and be out of bounds, back over to Brookings. We'll get a sub for the Rough Riders. Sitting down going to be Morgan Johnson, and in for the first time, Caitlin Duin, 6-foot junior. So they've got a little size, too, does do the Rough Riders.
And this is where having Tess Burns out is unfortunate, like you had mentioned. Hope everything is okay, but still this is where Clara Delbridge is going to have to work especially hard when it comes to guarding Kaylee Harris.
Pull-up jumper for Smith, no good from 15, rebounded by the Rough Riders on the other end. They get it into Harris, who tips it away from the defenders, and she'll be fouled before she can pass it back out. It's going to go against the Bobcats. And it's going to go against number 24, Lily Thompson. That'll be her first. Second of the quarter for Brookings. Emma Adams, another 6-footer, coming in for the Rough Riders. She'll give Callie Harris, the 6'2 freshman, a break. With 2:41 to go here, first quarter. Want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement being a sponsor. Cole, right wing to Loof, back to Cole. She'll dribble, picks it up, goes left wing, intended for Susan Olson. And it skips off her hands. It was a little too hot to handle. Out of bounds, back over to Brookings. Sloan McClagan checking back in. And Delbridge said, oh wait, hold on. Who checked back in? Oh yeah, Sloan did. Now she's back over to inbound. And I thought she was sitting back on the bench, confused about who was supposed to be in the game. Sloan came in. Clara Delbridge sat down. Logan Smith passes to the left wing, and Even was trying to go on a backdoor cut. And the ball sails behind her, out of bounds, back over to the Rough Riders.
Never liked turnovers, but especially after you had just forced a turnover to get the ball back and instantly turn over yourselves. Though those ones seem to hurt just a little more than other turnovers.
Both coaches in the pregame interview talked about minimizing turnovers. Luth dribbles to the left corner, is in trouble, dead ball now, and she's going to travel and give the ball back over to Brookings. So turnover.
Limiting turnovers?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was their plan. Things don't always go to plan, but Logan Smith will walk it up for the Bobcats. Want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets for being a sponsor of high school sports here. And Smith dribbles right into the front court, pulls up from 10, no good. Weak side rebound is grabbed by Dwin. Now bringing it up is Cole. Cole passes to Loof on the right wing. Loof dribbles in the backcourt, hounded by McClagan. Passes left wing now for Olson, down in the corner for Dwin, in the left elbow area for Cole, who spins and lost the ball on the way up, and the steal, I think it'll be a steal, going to Kimber Buys. It's good defense by Thompson. Right wing Smith picks up the dribble, goes in the corner for Buys. Buys looks into the post, doesn't get rid of it, keeps it, now dribbles to the right wing. We're going to get an illegal pick. And I think it's going to go on Smith, and it will. Logan just kind of looks with a shrug like, huh? Yeah, that's the third foul for Brookings.
I mean, she wasn't moving. She was set. One of those things where sometimes refs, I mean, they'll look. If you are not completely straight up, even if you're down a smidge, they'll call it. But again, one of those calls where, I like you had said, Logan definitely didn't agree. She wasn't really moving a lot, but could have been a little bit of an acting job as well when you get screened to flail a little bit, and sometimes you get the call.
Cole got double teamed in the backcourt, got the ball tipped, and now we got a tie up as Buys ties it up. We go to the arrow, it's in favor of Brookings. They get the ball back. 1:13 here to go. First quarter. Bobcats trail by 2. Chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. They have not led yet. Buys dribbles right wing, picks it up, bounces it in the backcourt for Thompson. Thompson dribbles, looks back door, and lobs it in for Even. Good idea, and the pass somehow tipped and ends up with Even, and we've got a couple of girls with hands on the ball, and we're going to get a travel call. I don't know who you call it on. Both girls had their hands on the ball, and they were both moving their feet, but they say it's a turnover. Back to the Rough Riders.
Yeah, tough call. I think it was they might have called the travel because Macy did get from almost the baseline halfway up to the free throw line. So, like you had said, it looked like multiple girls had their hands on the ball, but I think it was just a fact that Macy got so far in such a quick amount of time that they just assumed it was a travel.
Not sure who you're supposed to call that on if that's in the book. If two players, one from each team, has the ball and they both travel. Left corner 3 for Cole is good. Third three-pointer of the first quarter for the Rough Riders, and they lead 11-6, and we're going to get a whistle here. Delay of game warning on the Roosevelt number 3, Cole. This is James Benning, our referee. And she just didn't let the ball.
Nope,
after the ball went through, she hit it and knocked it away. You're supposed to leave it alone.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, it's good to get that under control early. Right baseline, McClagan bounces it on the wing for Harris, who dribbles and hands off in the corner for McClagan, who drives in the lane, and her pass is errant for Bies, chased down by Harris. 15 on the clock. Harris thought about the 25-foot three, but hangs onto it wisely. Gives off to Even. Even behind the back dribble to the left elbow, goes to McClagan on the left wing. Dribbles top of the key, goes into Thompson. Thompson shot just before the buzzer off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. She knew she had to get rid of it, and it goes out of bounds with 0.6 left. Roosevelt probably not going to be able to get it in with a good look here. Thompson and Even sit down. Smith and Delbridge back in for Brookings. Just inbound it to Cole, and that'll do it for the first quarter. 11-6, Roosevelt with the lead after 1 quarter of play. Back with quarter number 2 in 60 seconds. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Brookings Radio is pleased to be the flagship station for Bobcat athletic contests. Tune to Cape Country 102.3 for live sports broadcasts throughout the 2024-25 school year. Ivy Food Store is proudly a friend of Brookings High School to support Bobcat athletic teams, finance programs, and student organizations. First Bank and Trust is a proud sponsor of Bobcat arts and athletic programs because we believe everyone should play hard and think easy. Visit any of our 4 Brookings locations. Avera Medical provides state-of-the-art medical care through highly trained physicians, experienced professional staff, and access to the entire Avera system.
Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. To start the second quarter, it will be Rough Riders ball, and they lead 11-6. 3 from Sloan McClagan in that first quarter, 2 from Clara Delbridge, and a free throw from Sloan McClagan. That's the 6 points for Brookings. And you heard Coach Bradfield in the pregame saying they wanted to hold their opponent to 40 or less, and if they do that, they feel like they've got a good chance. And they're on their way right now, holding to the Bobcats to just 6 points in that first quarter.
Yeah, Brookings 2 of 12 from the field. It seems like they've had quite a few games where they just come off cold to start the game. Trying to see if they can feel better to start the game. It's going to help you out to do something different in the second quarter.
Good hustle by Caitlin Harris, tips the ball and then ties it up with Kinsley Pasica. We go to the arrow. It's a favor of Brookings here to start the second quarter. So Kimber Bies sits down. It's Smith, McClagan, Harris, Delbridge, and an Even on the floor for Brookings. Even on the right wing, dribbles, picks it up, goes to Delbridge at the right elbow. Back to Smith, top of the key. She'll dribble to the right wing. Backs down, almost lost her footing. Maintains dribble, dribbles in the lane, turnaround jumper, rolls in and out. No good from about 8, and Logan, slow to get up off the floor. She's back on defense now. 2-3 zone for Brookings. Right corner it is Loof. She goes in the backcourt for Dwin. Or rather, that's Brooklyn Rose, Left wing now it is Johnson. Back to Loof. Loof dribbles left hash. 10 on the shot clock. Top of the key for Rose. Going to put up a deep 3. In and out, no good. Rebound fought for. Smith wins the fight. Now gets it tipped out of bounds. Tipped away by Pasica, but it goes to Brookings. Nice job by Smith getting position on the rebound. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services for being the sponsor of high school sports here. Sitting down is Emma Adams. Back in Callie Harris. Just underway here, second quarter. 5-point lead for Roosevelt, 11-6. Right wing Even. Dribbles to the left elbow down the left side of the lane. Picks it up, pump fake, step through move with the left hand off the window. Is good for Even. Beautiful move in the lane. Cuts it to 3, 11-8. 6.5 to play. Full court pressure now. Johnson goes left side for Pasica. Double teamed, dribbles it, and we're going to get a timeout now by the bench. Coach Bradfield didn't like the way things were looking, so he calls a quick 30-second timeout. With 6:26 to play in the second quarter, Roosevelt with a 3-point lead. Bobcats D amped up on that possession now. And, they had to call a timeout. So the turnovers have been a story here in the first half, and the Bobcats unable to put the ball in the hole. Haven't taken a ton of shots, just haven't gotten a ton up, and they're not shooting a good percentage, obviously, but it's not getting into their offense, getting shots up. They're turning it over too much.
Yeah, and again, Logan 1 of 7. And thinking of those 7 shots, they're good shots. They're typical shots, open threes. That last take right there, her little spin move fadeaway she likes to do. So again, shots that she does a lot. Good shots, just can't get anything to fall. So again, 3 of 14 in the first quarter. So they're going to have to continue to get those looks. Now they just got to get them to fall.
I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Loof just across the timeline goes to the backcourt for Rose. Rose gets it stolen away by Even. Even gets it stolen back away by Pasica. Didn't see her coming up from behind. Loof has it now for Roosevelt. She jogs it across center court. Met by Harris. Goes to the free throw line for Johnson. Pass out on the wing is tipped and stolen again by Macy Even. Now she'll pass it up ahead for McClagan on the right wing. Bounced in the corner for Harris. Bounces it in for Delbridge in the post. He goes in the lane for Even, who takes it up strong and left it off the side of the rim. No good. Johnson grabs the miss. She'll let it clear and bring it up for the Rough Riders. Left hash pass for Rose. She goes right side in the backcourt for Pasica. Pasica left side for Rose. Rose dribbles into the front court all the way to the bucket. Takes it up strong. Gets it to rattle in. Gets the foul call against Delbridge. That'll be Clara Delbridge's first, and it'll count. That'll make it 13-8 with the free throw pending from Brooklyn Rose. 50% free throw shooter on the year, averages just under 3 points per game. Logan Smith going to check in, and Sloan McClagan sitting down. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a sponsor of high school sports here. So Brooklyn Rose at the line, her first bucket. She's got 2 and make it 3. It is now 14-8, 6-point lead. Tied for the largest of the night for the Rough Riders. Back in Cole and Rose sitting down for Roosevelt. Smith will bring it up for the Bobcats, calling out the play. We get a pass right wing for Even. Even jab steps, dribbles into the front court, gets some contact, falls to the floor, will be called for travel, and just kept the ball. Looks like she's a little ginger when she got up, but she's going to be all right, I think. Cole passes for Loof. Loof going to dribble and crosses over. Passes across the timeline to Johnson out near half court, right side of the backcourt. Guarded now by Harris. Picks up the ball, bounces it right hash for Cole. Cole goes left wing for Loof, who pump fakes, dribbles baseline, pulls up from 15. No good. Strong. Rebound tapped out in the backcourt. Chased down by Johnson. Bottom of the circle pass to Cole. Left side for Loof. Back to Cole. Cole dribbles. Top of the key. Picks it up after spinning. Goes to Johnson. Johnson thought about the 14-footer. Didn't like where she was. Right side pass on the wing. Pasica. Top of the key. Cole to Loof. Left side. Now back to Cole, who dribbles down the right side of the lane all the way to the bucket. The lane was cleared out by Harris. And Cole gets the bucket. She's got 5. It's 16-8, largest lead of the night for the Rough Riders. Smith, hesitation dribble to the front court, goes cross court, left wing pass for Harris, goes in the back court for Buys. Buys dribbles, picks it up, and in trouble now, gets it tipped away by Johnson. Buys comes up with it and passes to Harris in the back court. We're going to get a foul as Loof was reaching around Harris to try to steal it away. So Loof picks up the foul. Is the first on Henley Loof. Julia Burns checking in for the first time. Clara Delbridge sits down. We might see more of Julia tonight since her sister Tess is not out there right now. Haven't seen her since she went to the locker room early in the first quarter. Right wing pass, Buys. Dribble to the right baseline, picks it up, goes right wing for Even. Cross court left wing pass for Harris, who dribbles top of the key. Harris picks it up, she'll travel and give the ball back over to the Rough Riders. Turnovers rearing its ugly head here for the Bobcats.
Their 8th here before the half, and that's too many. And like Coach McClagan had said before the game too, they want to limit those turnovers. So right now they need to do something different offensively to stop turning it over so much, because Roosevelt has done a pretty good job tonight capitalizing off them, except right there.
They just got one right back. Cole's pass off of Pasica's hand and stolen by Smith, and now we got a whistle away from the ball underneath the hoop. We'll wait the call here from James Benning. It's going to go on Kinsley Pasica away from the ball. That'll be her second of the quarter for Roosevelt. Harris sits down, McClagan back in. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor of high school sports. Pass left wing. Smith for three from deep, no good, and the ball goes over the backboard, out of bounds. Back over to Roosevelt. I may have jinxed the Bobcats. I noticed off the air before the game, I said everything's going in during warm-ups, everybody look out, and now the game starts and they can't hit.
Them all.
Yeah, something. Inbounded to Cole, to Johnson, back to Cole, who up ahead across the timeline, gets it to Loof. Loof dribbles and picks it up, goes in the backcourt for Cole. Top of the key, dribbles to the right wing, hands off for Loof, off of her shin. Somehow she collects it and dribbles in the backcourt now. Picks it up, goes right hash for Cole, now to the free throw line for Johnson, who turns around, puts up a jumper in traffic. No good, rebound batted out, grabbed by Cole, bounces it into Harris, out to Johnson, gonna hoist from three, and knocks it down. Johnson's first points of the night, and it's 19-8. Roosevelt, 11-point lead with 3:10 to play in the second quarter.
And again, offensive rebounds, that's their fifth here in the first half, and they've capitalized off them. I think a legal screen on Caitlin Harris.
And that does go on Harris. It's going to be her first. Second of the quarter for Brookings. Sitting down going to be Pasica. Coming back in is Susan Olson for Roosevelt. The Bobcats will show some full court pressure here. Pass up ahead to Olson, who chases it down. Pass across the timeline for Loof. He's got it on the right wing. In the backcourt pass, Johnson. In for Harris, who had good backside position against Julia Burns, and she has the easy bucket. Bobcats just don't have anybody with size out there. Julia, strong girl, but maybe a year away from being able to guard Callie Harris. Spinning in the lane is McClagan, Smith rather, who didn't get the call. I thought she got fouled. Shot off the board, no good, rebounded by Olson. Now Johnson brings it across for Roosevelt. 13-point lead for Roosevelt. We got a carry in the backcourt, and Johnson did carry it. She doesn't like the call, but they got it right. Goes back over to Brookings. Harris and Julia Burns sit down. Back in Clara Delbridge and Macy Even. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor here. High school sports, 2.5 to play, second quarter. 21-8, Roosevelt with the lead. Smith goes left corner, Even left open from three, hoists. No good, rebound is grabbed by Johnson. Quickly up to the other end. Even chases her down from behind, tips it away. It's off the foot of Buys, and Smith picks it up. Logan brings it across for Brookings into the front court. Back to the basket, into the lane, goes out left wing. McClagan will try from three. Left it short. Buys, saves it in. Delbridge has it. Delbridge gonna try to bounce it. Now she gets it back after it got tipped away. Out to Buys. Buys picks it up, right elbow, goes out to Delbridge on the wing. Delbridge dribbles into the lane, tried to kick it in the corner. It's tipped away, and now grabbed by Johnson. It was Susan Olson who got a hand on it. Johnson now will bring it across for Roosevelt. Minute 45 to play here. In the backcourt, she goes for Cole. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service for being a sponsor here. Cole, left side in the backcourt, dribbles now, goes to the top of the key for Johnson, left open from 18 feet, and it's airmailed and out of bounds, back over to Brookings with a minute 31 to play. Caitlin Dwin comes in. Johnson sits down for Roosevelt. Just over 90 seconds to play here. Bobcats trying to cut into a 13-point lead. The good news is Roosevelt's not shooting real well either.
No.
Otherwise, this could be a really big lead. Lobbed in for Even, too tall, going to be touched. Oh, it's saved in, though, after Olson got a hand on it. Cole chased it down, somehow saved it in, and the Rough Riders have it back. Loof right hash to Cole, who dribbles top of the key, goes left elbow, and Olson spots up. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and can't be saved in by Logan Smith. Stays with Roosevelt. 1:01 to play here, first half. Dwin will inbound underneath, right side. Looking to lob it into Harris. Gets it in, into traffic, tipped around, and the ball back out of bounds. Delbridge got a hand or two on it. Smith got a hand or two on it, and Karam's out of bounds. Stays with Roosevelt. Dwin gets it into Olson, off of Olson, and Dwin did not establish herself back in bounds before grabbing that, and it'll go back over to Brookings. It was like a hockey play, stuck down in the corner. Just couldn't get the puck out of there. Buys will sit down, McClagan back in, Julia Burns back in as well. As Harris sits down. So it is Smith, McClagan, Julia Burns, Delbridge, and Even. Smith goes to Delbridge at the left elbow. Delbridge holds, now picks it up. Looked like she was going to hand it, but now she goes left elbow for Julia Burns, who dribbles in the lane. Runner no good, and rebound tapped out, and chased down by Luth out ahead for Olson. Olson on the right wing, down in the corner for Cole. Cole, jab steps, dribbles, goes all the way left wing. 3 for Dwin is good. 24-8. Roosevelt has opened up a 16-point lead here with 25 seconds to go. Bobcats can hold for one if they like. Smith in the backcourt. Logan get a hesitation dribble into the front court. Spins, double team, goes left elbow for Delbridge. She was going to be fouled. She was going up for the shot, and Susan Olson hacks her on the arm. It's going to be the first on Olson. Third of the quarter for Roosevelt. No, it's not on the shot. It looked like it was on the shot.
She was bringing it up to shoot, but I think he said she had hit the ball, or hit, I guess, on the ground.
So the Bobcats can inbound. Even gets it into the corner for Delbridge. Back to Even. Even into the lane. Pump fakes. And going to put up a fall-away jumper just before the buzzer. Left it short. Air ball. And the Bobcats are frustrated. The defense of the Rough Riders got their way that first half. They lead by 16. 24-8 after the first half of play. We will take a 4-minute break and we'll have your stats and we'll give our thoughts on the first half coming up next. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in South Dakota did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in South Dakota. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in South Dakota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team,
Be proud of your children.
but stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship. High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in South Dakota knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? South Dakota needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Being a teenager is tough. There's the constant pressure to be
Bobcats
liked.
basketball,
Endless worrying about
powered by
college.
Brookings Alamo, presented by
Cyberbullying,
Cubby
high
Sports Bar and
expectations,
Grill,
all the
and they are
negativity.
going to have their work cut
There's
out for
no
them in the
question.
second half,
Being
24
a
to 8.
teenager is
Couldn't get
tough.
it going
And
offensively.
what do
The
South
defense of the Rough
Dakota's
Riders
teens
has
do
played
when they
well.
wanna block out the
Bobcats have
noise
had
and
some
clear
good looks
their
and just
heads?
been able to put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, really.
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all. High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Take a look at the first half stats there.
For the Rough Riders, they had 5 different scores. It was Henry Loof leading the way with
It may not require
She
a
started off
textbook,
scoring all 8
but it's
points
filled
for the Rough Riders. She
valuable
hit back-to-back threes and then hit those
It may
two
not
free
take
throws.
place in a
Brooklyn
classroom,
Cole has 5
but it's
points.
an ideal
Gabby Harris
environment
has
for
2
learning.
points.
It may not involve a
Morgan
diploma,
Johnson has 3 and Brooklyn
but it
Rose
can help
has
prepare
3.
South
For the
Dakota's
Bobcats,
young
they have
people
4 different
for
scorers.
life.
It's Logan Smith
It's
leading
high
the way
school
with 3.
sports.
Clara Delbridge
High
has
school
2.
sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Lots of turnovers. Roosevelt just doing a better job of capitalizing off those
How do you
turnovers. They also
define
have 6
strength?
offensive
Is it
rebounds.
physical?
We've seen a couple of them result in one of those 5 Harrisburg.
Or is it mental?
So when you're turning the ball over
Maybe
and
it's
also giving
both.
offensive rebounds,
Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School
Yeah,
Activities
like we said,
Association and the South
Rough
Dakota
Riders haven't shot
Interscholastic
well
Athletic
either. They have
Administrators
hit a few
Association.
timely threes, and those have been a big part of the difference here. They've hit 4, 5 threes, something like that.
Exactly. They're 5 of 8. Brookings
Yeah.
1 of 6. So that's just it. Some of the Brookings threes have been open looks. I mean, Logan Smith, she is 1 for 2, but some of those other threes, Sloan McClagan's 0 for 1, Macy's over 3. So again, they're getting looks. If you hit a couple of those, even 3 of them, now it's a 7-point game rather than a 16-point game. So Brookings is going to have to continue to look to get those buckets. Defensively, though, they're going to have to keep an eye on Henley Loof. She loves to shoot the 3. Did a very good job of it in the first half. And like we said, when Brookings is in that 2-3 zone, that's when you can get those open 3 looks. So just making sure you have an eye somewhere on Loof, who likes to shoot it, and also Caitlin Doohan also has a 3 herself. So you got to keep an eye on those shooters.
And mentioned that they weren't shooting well, the Rough Riders. Overall, they're not, but they are shooting well from beyond the arc. That's the great equalizer. They're shooting 42% from the field, but 63% from beyond the arc, and that is a big part of the reason they're up by 16 at halftime, 24-8. Some other scores going on in girls AA basketball. O'Gorman beat up on Lincoln tonight, 71-28, the final in that one. Harrisburg beat T 53-45. Spearfish at halftime is way out in front of Sturgis, 30-3. Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and Brookings is the game we're broadcasting at this very moment. 37-17, Pierre is leading Huron with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. And number 2, Washington against number 3, Brandon Valley. And Brandon Valley working on the upset. 30-28, they lead at halftime over Sioux Falls, Washington. And, hold on here, I just had a glitch. I think we've got an update here somewhere. Pierre and Huron, 37-17, 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. I had one below that disappeared on me somewhere. Sioux Falls, Jefferson, and Watertown playing. Watertown beating Jefferson 27-17. And I believe, here we go. That's the one that moved on me. Mitchell, the number 4 team in the state, is beating Aberdeen Central in a tight one, 23-22, with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's going to do it for halftime. We'll be back in 60 seconds. The Bobcats trail by 16 to Roosevelt. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
I saw that. Hope Tess is okay. Haven't even
Yikes.
which is always just concerning not to even come back and sit.
Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Started the third quarter, a lob into the post from Luth, gets it to Harris, and Callie Harris puts it up and in off the board. First 2 points scored by the Roosevelt Rough Riders here in half number 2. Bobcats boys, by the way, down 44-28, 44-29 now with 6:37 to go in the third quarter, down at Roosevelt. Keeping an eye on that game. Down in the corner, By is going to be hounded by Johnson. Finally, we get the foul call. It's going to be the first on Johnson. First of the quarter for either team. I want to say thanks to Right Angle Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Buys will inbound underneath her own bucket, right side. Bounces it in the corner for Delbridge. Delbridge fakes the handoff, dribbles baseline, takes it up strong, gets it to go off the board and the foul. It'll count. First foul on Callie Harris of the ball game, and a big bucket for the Bobcats. Nice move by Delbridge. She's got 4. She can make it 5 from the stripe and cut it to 15.
Also, 2 quick fouls by the Rough Riders, something that could also help Brookings here if they can get into that bonus at some point here in the third to stop the clock, but also cut back into this lead by getting to the free throw line.
Delbridge, a 65% free throw shooter, hits that one. She's got 5. It's 26-11. In the backcourt, Pasica double teamed, gets it tipped away by Even, and Buys will get the steal. Now she's double teamed, and she will be fouled as Pasica reaches in and picks up her third. As you mentioned there, foul trouble could come into play. That'll be 3 on Pasica, the third here quickly for Roosevelt in the third quarter. They're going to leave Pasica out there. Now quickly up off the bench now is number 21, Susan Olson. Not quick enough to get her into the game yet. Even, left wing, hands off for Smith. Smith backs down her defender. And bounces it out on the wing for Delbridge. Goes in the backcourt to Buys, who dribbles right elbow. Crosses over in the lane, takes it up, and gets it tied up by Johnson. We'll go to the arrow. It's in favor of Brookings. So, sitting down with those 3 is Pasica. Coming in is going to be Susan Olson. Buys to inbound. Underneath, right side once again. Looking in. Got to get it in. Finally going to lob it to Even in the lane. Out to Delbridge now for Smith. Smith into the front court, pulls up from 17, knocks down the jumper, and it's 2 quick buckets by the Bobcats. And they're cut it to 13. And Cole dribbles to the free throw line. In trouble, goes right side for Loof. Loof dribbles to the top of the key and going to be hounded by Even and McClagan in the backcourt. And Sloan McClagan will be called for the push out near half court. Will be 2 on Sloan.
Foul number 4, McClagan, her second foul.
The first of the quarter for the Bobcats. Bounce to Cole. 2-3 zone for Brookings. Left wing pass. They go in the elbow for Johnson. Out on the right side. Loof left wide open for 3. Nothing but net. They just are not going to be able to leave her open even in that zone. They're going to have to dedicate somebody to that side of the floor. If she's on the floor, you can't leave her open.
Yeah, at this point, like you had mentioned, somebody else is going to have to beat you. If somebody else hits a 3, then you can make adjustments. But we've seen Loof hitting her 3rd of the night. Somebody else you're going to have to beat you other than Loof.
Delbridge drives and shoots, gets it blocked, and now on the other end we're going to get a foul call. It's going to be a charge. Kimber Buys stepped in to take the contact, and it's going to go against Henley Loof. That'll be her 3rd, so that's big. She's been the big scorer. She's got 11, 3 3-pointers. And Loof has 3 fouls. Will they leave her out there? They may choose to. It looks like they so far are. Even dribbles to the right elbow, fakes the pass, and shot is too strong, no good. Rebounded by Harris, Callie Harris, and gets it out to Olsen, and now Cole will bring it across for Roosevelt. 29-13, Roosevelt. They've got the ball. Olsen back to Cole. Cole, ball fake, dribbles in, left elbow, 15-footer, no good short. Rebound, bounces, grabbed by Buys. She'll let it clear and give for Smith. Smith will bring it across. Hesitation dribble, crosses over, backs down Cole to the elbow, picks it up now, and looking to pass. Goes left wing for Delbridge. Delbridge back to Smith. Smith dribbles down the right side of the lane, takes it up, gets the shot knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Roosevelt. Smith taking it in there, looking to get fouled, and they're just not giving her the call.
No, and tough too with Harris. I mean, that's kind of dangerous. We've seen almost Tess Burns, like she's straight up. And when you've got that 6'2" frame and you're the tallest one out there, and as long as you go straight up, you're not really going to get called for fouls. Like you said, Logan doing a good job of drawing the contact, just hasn't been able to get a call.
Got a question at the scorer's table here. Not sure what they're checking on. Looks like Crew Halverson in for the first time tonight. Macy Even sits down. And Brooklyn Rose in for Loof.
I think there were maybe, I don't know if they had Crew Halverson in their book, but Mr. Todd Jorgensen, who's done book down there as far as long as I can remember, he doesn't mess up. So
got a pass in the backcourt. It's going to be errant and out of bounds back over to the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Now Cole will start things off for Roosevelt. Passes left side for Rose. Left elbow to Johnson. Right wing pass. Olsen for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound tracked down by Sloan McClagan. She'll let it clear and give off for Smith. Bobcats trail by 16. Pass up ahead. Buys on the wing. Goes in the backcourt for Smith, who is running in the other direction, and the ball goes behind her. Has to be chased down across half court by Sloan McClagan, and the Bobcats just not taking care of the basketball right now.
And you've seen too, of those 13 turnovers, some very sloppy ones right there. We've just seen some really bad passes. It's one thing if maybe the defense or you're pressured or whatnot, but those ones when you just throw it away, when you go back and watch those, especially down 16, they really sting.
Coach McClagan has talked about when they get tired, sometimes they make really poor, exhausting decisions because they're exhausted. That may be what's going on here. Right wing, Rose goes down into Harris, out on the corner to Olsen, back to Dwin. Now top of the key, Cole. Pump fakes, dribbles, bounces at right corner for Dwin, who pump fakes. Inside 10 to shoot. Cole dribbles, a fall-away jumper to her left with the right hand, no good. Rebounded by Harris. Putback, no good. Rebounded again by Johnson. Her putback is blocked. And she's fouled. She'll go to the line for a couple. It's going to go against Buys. That'll be her first. We'll say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall for being a sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Morgan Johnson at the line. First free throw rolls around and drops. She's a 65% free throw shooter, averages just under 6 points per game. And she's got 4 in this one. I want to say thanks to Boas Construction for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Both free throws good for Morgan Johnson, and it's an 18-point game. Bobcats hit a couple shots early and have struggled again like they did in the first half since. Right wing, Julia Burns thought about the three. Dribbles in, goes in the corner for Buys. Buys dribbles. Near the right elbow, picks it up on the wing, pivoting. Dead ball, bounces it in for McLagan. We're going to get a timeout by head coach Mitch McLagan from the bench. Didn't like the way things were playing out on that possession. Full timeout. We will take 30 seconds of it with them. We've got 3:49 to play in the third quarter, and it is 31-13. Rough Riders with the lead. Bobcats ball with 16 on the shot clock when we return. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Brookings High School is supporting Bobcat athletic teams, finance programs, and student organizations. First Day Can Trust is the proud sponsor of Bobcat arts and athletic programs because we believe everyone should play hard and think easy. Visit any of our 4 Brookings locations.
Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Boys team trailing by 20 now down at Roosevelt, 57-37 with just over a minute to go in the third quarter. And Roosevelt boys in that 10 spot in the Sodak 16 rankings. Buys will inbound underneath, right side, gets it into Halverson in the backcourt for Harris. Harris dribbles, crosses over, goes left wing for Julia Burns. Going to spot up and shoot a three, no good. Rebounded by Cole. She'll pass it up ahead now for Rose. Rose dribbles, right wing in the backcourt for Cole. Cole bounces it in the lane for Harris, tipped away by Julia Burns. Steal will go to Smith. Smith on the other end, dribbles down the right side of the lane, takes it up, finally gets a foul call as she got contact in the lane. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple. Only 5 points for Logan Smith on the night. Been in the lane a lot and gotten a lot of contact without calls and been unable to get many clean shots up in the lane. Smith, leading scorer on the team with just about 12 points per game, hits the first free throw there. She's a 65% free throw shooter. Now she's got 6. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Smith hits them both. Big ones for the Bobcats. Makes it 31-15. Logan will sit down after hitting those throws, and Macy Even comes back in. They're going with a 1-3-1 zone now. Should help them defend better on the wings, which is what they'll need to do, especially when Lufa's on the floor, which she's not right now. She's got 3 fouls. Cole, pass left wing to Olsen, back to Cole. The free throw line for Johnson, triple teamed, and now dribbles to the wing and passes for Rose. Rose double teamed and dribbles, loses her footing, will get the foul call. It's going to go on Macy Even. That'll be Macy's first, third of the quarter for Brookings. So 1 more to give before they're in the bonus. Johnson gets it into Cole. 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Olsen double team, goes to the elbow for Johnson, out right corner. Rose for 3, no good. Macy Even grabs the board, gets it out to Halverson to bring it up for the Bobcats. Drew Halverson, right hash, goes in the lane, intended for Harris, but it's off the hand of Rose, who had better position on the play. They'll stay with Brookings. Caitlin Dewan checking back in, along with number 32, Emma Adams. Sitting down, going to be Johnson and Harris for Roosevelt. Buys underneath, looking to inbound. She'll go in the backcourt, top of the key for Julia Burns, who dribbles to the elbow, pass out on the wing for Harris, who crosses over into the lane, takes it up with the left hand, almost got it to go, and short off the rim, rebounded by Rose. She'll let it clear now and bring it up and give off right side in the backcourt across the timeline for Cole. Cole passes left hash for Dewan. Dewan goes to Cole. Cole dribbles to the elbow, picks it up in traffic, gets it tied up, and we're going to get the foul call. And not sure where that came from. Should have been a tie-up. And the foul goes instead on Caitlin Harris. That'll be her second, 4th of the quarter for Brookings. And like that call.
No, and that one, too, kind of bailed her out. I mean, picked up her dribble, double-teamed by Kimber and Caitlin. I thought it was good defense. Not sure how he picked who to call the foul on. Nonetheless, something you're just going to have to get past him.
He was behind the play, same view we had essentially of the play. Right wing, Rose in the backcourt to Dewan. Left side, Cole gets a pick from Olsen. Right side pass to Dewan. Pass in the lane is picked off on the backside defense by Macy. Even up ahead to Halverson. Halverson right corner in the backcourt, right wing for Burns. Julia Burns, left wing. McClagan gonna hoist a three. No good. Long rebound tip by Harris. Now grabbed by Julia Burns out to Harris. Top of the key for McClagan. Thought about it again. Hangs on to it. Now we're gonna get a foul as she dribbles against Dewan. So we're in the bonus. Sloan McClagan will go for a couple big throws here for Brookings. I want to say thanks to Kubota Farmers Implement for being a sponsor. Sloan has a point on the night. Went 1 for 2 in her first trip. Is 1 for 1 here on the second trip of the night to the free throw line for Sloan McClagan. She's a 59% free throw shooter, averages 5.7 points per game.
That's number 30, Clara Delbridge.
Averages just about 2 steals per game as well. She and Even lead the team along with Kimber Byes. They're all right at about 2 steals per game. Sloan McClagan hits both free throws and it's cut to 14. Bobcats trying to chip away here. With a minute 45 to play third quarter, Dewan goes in the lane, wide open, and catching up on defense and blocking it hard out of bounds is Macy Even against Emma Adams, who didn't see her coming. Thought she had an easy bucket, and Macy came out of nowhere to block it out of bounds.
And Brookings' defense, something was mixed up there, like you said, wide open. But when you're 5'10 and have a wingspan like Macy, it helps out a little bit.
Emma Adams, 6 foot, so Macy showing off her jumping ability there. Right side is Dewan, top of the key for Cole. Dribbles in the lane, bounces it for Adams, out right side Dewan. Gonna hoist a three and knocks it down. Dewan has 6. She's hit a couple threes, and it's back out to a 17-point lead. Smith, inside out dribble to the elbow. Pass on the wing for Harris. Top of the key for Delbridge. She'll swing it left side. McClagan hoists. Knocks one down. Bobcats needed that. That cuts it back to 14. A minute to play, third quarter. I want to say thanks to Stony Brook Sweets for being a sponsor. Cole brings it across and into the front court. Gets it into Adams, who takes it up. She'll be fouled by Even, who didn't like the call. Her jump was mistimed and came down and blocked it. Looks like she blocked it clean. I couldn't see if she got it with the body. We're on the backside of the play. But 2 free throws coming up for Emma Adams. 63% shooter on the year from the free throw line. Hits the first one. Makes it a 15-point game. Adams also averages just over 2 points per game. Averages just under 2 rebounds per game as well. Misses the second one. The Bobcats have it. Smith quickly up on the other end. All the way to the elbow. Spins in the lane. Takes it up. Scoop shot. And scooped it up like a hook shot off the board. Looking for the foul call again and didn't get it. But it cuts it to 13. We're inside a minute to go. About a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So the Rough Riders cannot hold it for 1, barring an offensive rebound. Or hold it for the last shot, barring an offensive rebound. Top of the key, Cole dribbles down the left side of the lane, takes it into traffic. She'll get the call. Well, she went to the floor. I think it was a foul, but she got the call. My point being, on the other end, maybe Logan Smith should get some of those calls.
Exactly. It looked like Logan almost had kind of turned to the ref and just,
what do I got to do to get that call?
Like, hey, there's the exact same thing that's happening to me down on the other end. So
Cole goes to the line. Foul went on who?
They called it on Macy Even.
Oh, yeah,
and
they
that's
did.
where
That's
Coach
her third.
McClagan is asking why it was kind of on her.
Looked like it should have been on Delbridge,
and
if
that's
anybody.
what he was, exactly.
Yeah.
He said, is that why it's on 30? But he said it was on Macy, and I think that's where Coach McClagan was a little more confused, saying Macy was straight up, so if anybody, but because that is Macy's third. But
Cole misses both free throws, so the Bobcats can cut into a now 13-point lead. 15 on the clock here. The Bobcats can hold for 1 if they like. Smith into the lane, takes it all the way to the bucket strong, gets the foul call. There we go. Complaining works. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple. That's going to go on number 32, Emma Adams. That'll be her first, rather. And they're in the bonus, but that one was on the shot, so Smith going to the line either way. Logan at the line. Hits the first one. Big throw for Logan. She's got 10. That moves her into double digits. Leading scorer for the Bobcats. And even will sit down. Back in Caitlin Harris. Smith's second free throw is no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Dewan. Up ahead to Cole. 5 on the clock. Cole dribbles. Picks it up. Goes in the backcourt. Rose hoists from 28 feet. And off the back of the rim, no good. So we'll go to the fourth quarter. The Bobcats chipped away a little bit. They cut it down to 12 at the end of 3. So that's the point differential they'll have to make up in the fourth quarter. Back in 60 seconds with that. Bobcats basketball on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Trust the leaders in orthopedic care to keep you moving forward. Clyde's Electric believes that educational activities are an investment in our youth and is pleased to be a community partner at Brookings High School. Century 21 Equipment Company backs all Bobcat athletics and activities. Let our team of agents be the home team bench for all your real estate needs. Find us at century21brookings.com and go Bobcats.
Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. To start the fourth quarter, it will be Roosevelt Rough Riders ball. They lead by 12, 35-23, as Logan Smith hit one of her 2 free throws there on that previous trip to cut it to a dozen. So the Bobcats in striking distance here for the fourth quarter if they can get something going offensively.
And again, Luth back in the game now. Got to keep an eye on her, like we had mentioned. But again, they can shoot the 3-ball well as a team. They're 7 of 13, so we've seen that they like to shoot it. You're going to have to do something defensively here this quarter to not let them get those open looks and get back into this game.
Pasika back in there with her 3 fouls as well. On the right wing goes to Cole, back to Pasika in the corner. In the backcourt to Johnson, back to Pasika, right wing. Pasika dribbles, picks it up, and goes in the backcourt for Cole, who dribbles in, steps into a 3 from the left wing. No good, rebound tapped around, now grabbed finally by Buys. And she'll let it clear and give for Schmidt. Bobcats can cut it to 10 or get it inside 10 here on this possession. Schmidt in the backcourt working against Cole. Looking to go baseline. Spins now, goes out on the backcourt. Right wing for McCleggan, who pump fakes and dribbles and travels. Gives the ball back over to the Rough Riders. Turnovers. And
those are 1-2. Those ones hurt. That's just as a shooter. She wanted to shoot it. She was open. That last second closeout kind of got in her head. That's where you shuffle those feet. Those are the ones that hurt, especially down 12 right here. I think you just got to shoot the ball.
We've got a timeout. Not sure what's going on here. Referee giving some sort of an explanation to Coach McCleggan. Not sure what the deal was. We've got a full timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. All 30 seconds of it anyway. 35-23, Roosevelt with the lead. 7:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. Bobcats basketball, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Century Business Products has provided innovative job solutions and complete satisfaction through service, training, and customer support in the Brookings area for nearly 40 years and is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics.
Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. The boys look like they're going to come up short down at Roosevelt. They're down 69-46 with just over 3.5 to play in the ball game in Sioux Falls at Roosevelt. 7:07 to play here. The Bobcats girls trail by 12. Rough Riders with the ball and that 12-point lead. Left side, Johnson in the backcourt. Dribbles against McCleggan. Hounded. And dead ball now goes in the backcourt for Cole. Cole dribbles to the top of the key, pass right side for Pasika, who drops it in for Harris. Her shot is bothered on the way up, tipped by Smith, and it comes off the rim to Logan Smith up ahead to Buys on the wing. Picks up her dribble, goes in the lane now, and I think it was intended for Smith, but it was out in front of her, and Burns got a hand on it, Julia, and it's stolen by the Rough Riders. So turnovers continue to be a problem for Brookings. Johnson in the backcourt. Right side goes for Loof. Loof guarded closely by Buys. Buys, it looks like she's going to shadow her around the court.
Loof shoot.
Right baseline, 18-footer for Johnson, no good. Rebound tracked down in the backcourt by Cole. Fresh shot clock for the Rough Riders. Buys just not taking her eyes off Loof on the opposite side of the court.
It's kind of 4-on-4 right now.
Right side of the backcourt, it's Pasica. Dribbles, goes left side on the wing for Cole. Cole dribbles baseline and is going to be fouled by Logan Smith with a little hip check. That'll be 2 on Logan. First of the quarter for the Bobcats here. I want to say thanks to Bauer Services for being a sponsor of high school sports on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Macy even checks back in. Julia Burns will sit down. Macy, remember, with 3 fouls. They get it inbound to Cole, who gets the shot blocked, and Johnson comes up with a loose ball, has an easy one, just underneath the left block, puts it in, and it's back to a 14-point lead. Bobcats had plenty of chances to cut into the 12-point lead, and now we're going to get a whistle in the backcourt. Referee James Benning with the call here. It's going to go on Cole, and that'll be her first of the quarter for the Rough Riders. Buys will inbound, far sideline by the hash. Gets it into Smith to start things off. Fresh shot clock for Brookings. Left wing pass, Even. Even looks in the lane, going to hoist a 3. No good, short, long rebound. It's going to be grabbed by Johnson. She'll be fouled by Buys, who reached in, tried to steal it back. It'll be 2 on Buys, second of the quarter for Brookings.
Bobcat foul number 14, Kimber Buys.
I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Cole, left side pass for Pasica near the hash. He's double teamed, dribbles around it into the front court. Goes right side, Loof left open from 23 feet, and nothing but net. They lost her for a moment. That's all she needed. And knocked it down, 40-23. The score, 14 for Loof. Just cannot fall asleep on her. Right hash. It is Delbridge who goes left wing for Buys. Back to Delbridge. Going to hoist a 3 herself. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Johnson. Not where they want Clara Delbridge shooting from. Had it gone down, they would have accepted it. Oh, and the backcourt is Cole to slow it up here. Inside 5 to play, fourth quarter. 17-point lead for Roosevelt. Right wing pass, Loof down in the corner. Cole going to hoist a 3, and she'll hit. Just like that, it's a 20-point game moments ago. Bobcats looking to cut into a 12-point lead, and it's spread out to 20. In the lane, Buys, kicks it in the corner for Even, who pump fakes. Dribbles in the lane, we'll get a runner, it'll rattle in, it won't count. We're going to get the foul on the drive. Coach McClagan saying, can we take the bucket? It's going to go against 23, Kinsley Pasica. That'll be her 4th. Delbridge sits down, Buys sits down, Harris and Halverson back in for Brookings. Crew Halverson will inbound underneath her own bucket, left side, gets it left wing for Harris, going to hoist a 3, no good short. Bobcats just can't get one to fall. They trail by 20, 4.5 to go here, fourth quarter. Cole looking to head coach Bradfield for some instruction, brings it across the timeline. Pass left hash for Pasica, who gets it tipped away as she swept it through. It's tipped away by McClagan out of bounds and stays with the Rough Riders. 4:16 on the clock, 21 on the shot clock for the Rough Riders. Inbounded to Cole, she'll start things off. Guarded by McClagan. Cole bounces it right wing for Harris. In the backcourt, tipped away by Even. Did it go off of Johnson? I thought it did too. She's saying no. It looked like it did to me, but maybe I'm wrong. She didn't react. She could have probably chased it down. But it will go back over to Brookings.
I thought the same thing too, that it did go off Johnson at the very end. Tough to see from up here, but also you know as a player, if it goes off, you don't really want to make it.
Yeah, you can try to sell it like.
Yeah. I think she did that kind of knowing one off of her if she just didn't do anything about
Top
it.
of the key, Harris knocks down a 3. Big bucket for the Bobcats. That cuts it to 17. They need to get on a roll here. They need to get some turnovers. We get a timeout by the Bobcats after the bucket, trying to set up their full court press. So now they're going to be hounding the ball, trying to come up with turnovers and getting buckets without giving the Rough Riders a chance on the other end. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson for being a fine sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Tuesday Night Hoops on the Brookings Radio Sports Network as well. And the Bobcats game just about to go final here. The Rough Riders just dribbling out the clock, or actually the Bobcats have the ball. Wait, no, that is the Rough Riders. Sorry, the Bobcats wearing their away uniforms, the black uniforms tonight, but they're going to fall 73-54 on the road to Roosevelt. So the boys still looking for win number 1 on the season. Friday night they'll look for it here against Jefferson.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be here calling that for you right here on Friday night. Hopefully off of a win for the men's basketball team on Thursday night. Johnson passes it across the timeline to Loof in the backcourt to Cole. Cole goes left wing for Pasica. Back to Cole. Cole goes right side for Loof. Back to Cole. Picks it up. Back to Loof. Deep in the backcourt. 15 on the shot clock. Riley Roosevelt is still looking to run some time here. To Harris in the backcourt. Right wing to Cole. The pump fake dribbles. Gets all the way to the bucket. Gets her shot blocked out of bounds though by Even with 6 on the shot clock. Second big block of the game for Even. We'll stay with the Roosevelt Rough Riders. 6 to shoot. And 3:22 on the clock. 17-point game. Lobs it in for Harris. And her shot is going to roll around and drop. As they just didn't have anybody tall enough to guard her out there. As it was Logan Smith trying to check her up. Smith in the lane, spins, takes it all the way, gets the hack. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple as they're going to, I believe, call it on Harris, who knocked her to the floor. It's going to go on Callie Harris. It'll be her second. Third of the quarter for the Rough Riders, but they go to the line because it was on the shot. So 2 coming up for Logan Smith. She's got 10, 4 rebounds, and an assist. And now she's got 11 as she knocks down the free throw there, cuts it to 18. I want to say thanks to Cook's Waste Paper for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Appreciate them very much. The second free throw is good for Logan Smith. So the girls will go to Jefferson Friday night. The boys will be here against Jefferson. That's the game we'll carry on Friday night for you. 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock tip. That's what we're aiming for. Across the timeline, Cole goes left corner for Pasica. Back to Cole, who dribbles. Looking over to her coach, passes right side to Loof. Loof dribbles near the bottom of the circle, loses it, and regains it. She'll travel. And Coach Bradfield looking to James Benning for an explanation, and deservedly so. I don't believe that was a travel. You can lose the ball and regain possession.
Yeah.
Bobcats will take the turnover nonetheless.
Again, yeah, it looked like she was going to make the pass, like you said. Lost it, but still had it.
Yeah, stopped, regained possession. Halverson, right wing to Harris. Harris dribbles in against Callie Harris. Her shot is no good, airmails it. Tried to overcompensate against the 6'2" Callie Harris. And the Rough Riders have it back. Cole will bring it across. Bounces to Loof. Loof, dribbling, picks it up in the backcourt, goes for Cole in the circle. Inside 20 on the shot clock, 2:25 to play. Left hash now, Pasica. Bounces it for Johnson, hounded by Even. Dribbles, picks it up, goes to Cole. Guarded by Harris. Now gets a pick from Callie Harris. Cole dribbles in, goes in the corner for Pasica, who pump fakes, dribbles into the front court, goes in the corner. Cole will hoist with 2 on the shot clock, no good. Johnson with the offensive board for Roosevelt, and a fresh 35, and now we got a timeout by head coach Blake Bradfield from the bench. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here with 2:01 to play, and the Bobcats have had some opportunities, have been unable to capitalize, and trail by 17 here. And again, Coach Bradfield in the pregame interview talked about holding their opponents to under 40. They're going to hang their hat on their defense. They've done that here tonight. But the Bobcats haven't helped themselves out. They've had chances. They've missed some shots. Turned the ball over too much.
They have, yeah. I mean, Logan Smith, 3 of 11. Macy even 1 of 7. So your top 2 scorers, 4 of 18 from the field, does not help. 15 turnovers doesn't help. Roosevelt with 13 offensive rebounds also doesn't help. So again, between your top scorers not getting shots to fall, 15 turnovers, and then also 13 offensive rebounds. We saw one right there. You're down 17. You give up an offensive rebound. Well, now Roosevelt has 32 more seconds to take time off of that clock. And when there's only 2 minutes left, you can't afford them to have the ball for any amount of time, let alone offensive rebounds. And now they can just chew more clock off.
I wonder if the Bobcats will start fouling here. We'll see. Going to double team in the backcourt as Harris is guarding Cole. And pass to right side to Callie Harris for Roosevelt. Back to Cole. Guarded by Harris. And left side now, they go for Pasika. Back to Cole, right wing Loof, back to Cole. Gets it to Callie Harris, left side, guarded by Smith. Right wing now Johnson. Johnson against Even, goes backdoor for Cole. Shot is tipped away by Crew Halverson, and the Bobcats have it as Caitlin Harris comes up with a loose ball. 90 seconds to play. Right side, Smith all the way to the hoop, scoops it up and couldn't get it to go. And the rebound comes down to Johnson. I want to say thanks to Brookings School District for being a sponsor of high school sports here. Bobcats trail by 17. Trailed by as many as 20. Johnson, right side in the backcourt, double team, steps through it, and rips the ball away and goes to Cole. Cole, right wing, dribble, and goes to Johnson, and gives it back to Cole. Left wing pass, Pasika. Top of the key, Johnson. Johnson going to put up a 25-foot three. No good, in and out, rebound tapped, and now chased down the lane as Pasika almost had it. Johnson comes up with another offensive board for Roosevelt. We're inside a minute to go. I want to say thanks to Hometown Tire and Service for being a sponsor here. The Bobcats girls going to come up short. This one will hurt. They're playing again a 5-9 team, but Roosevelt got some talent, and they play pretty tough D. Johnson dribbles underneath the hoop, kicks it out left wing. Loose didn't shoot the three. Now is going to dribble and put up a three from the corner. No good. Rebound tipped, and now grabbed by Harris. 20 to play. She'll give to Smith. Logan will dribble it up. That's going to do it for the game. Now, I don't know if Brookings is going to put up a shot. It doesn't look like it. Looks like, well, maybe they will. Left wing Halverson, top of the key McClagan, right side to Harris. 5 on the clock. Top of the key, Halverson going to put up a three and knocks it down. I'll make the score look a little better. But this is a game where the defense of Roosevelt showed up, and they hold the Bobcats to 31 points on the night. That is an impressive defensive performance. But again, the Bobcats missed some shots and turned the ball over. What's unforced errors quite a bit too much tonight.
Yeah, a lot of those unforced turnovers, and they did a good job. I mean, Roosevelt with 19 turnovers for themselves. So Brookings did what they needed to do to force the turnovers, but like we saw too many times tonight, they forced the turnover, and then they turned it over themselves right away after.
Well, we'll take a 4-minute break here. We'll have some stats with Alec Johnson when we return. We'll hear from head coach of the Bobcats, Mitch McClagan, in a bit. We'll pick our players of the game before closing up shop here as well. 4-minute break and we're back. Bobcats basketball powered by Brookings Auto Mall.